I'll have a hamburger, please, with ketchup, lettuce, tomatoes, and chipotle mayo, fried onions, raw onions, onion rings, Dijon mustard, spicy mustard, yellow mustard, capers, red peppers, hot peppers, poblano peppers, banana peppers, and extra pickles. Oh, yeah, that looks good, but how the heck am I going to eat this thing? If you're new to technology, it's normal to get excited by all the shiny new tools and apps that do a million amazing things. There's a million new possibilities for students. That may also come with a million new challenges. Don't get me wrong, trying new tools and ideas is not a bad thing at all, but sometimes a simple approach can be the most effective. Simple means there's less to go wrong, there's a lower learning curve, and we're often more apt to go back and use the tool on a regular basis if it was a positive, hassle free experience. But simple doesn't mean simplistic. Simple can mean straightforward, manageable, and uncomplicated. A simple approach can be complex without being convoluted. So, what are some simple approaches to using technology in the classroom? Well, to start, what about allowing students to use smartphones or tablets to do Google searches? No fancy apps or prep required. If you do find an interesting app or tool, try to focus on an approach that doesn't require your students to do 40 gazillion steps to reach your learning objective. Less is more. Or what about word processing software like Microsoft Word? Just allowing a student to use a word processor to reorganize their thoughts and move text around can be a huge game changer for some students. There's also the built-in revision tools that a lot of people tend to skip over. You can do a lot of neat stuff like add comments or track changes for student feedback. Even those red, green, and blue squiggles that appear when a student is writing a document can give them the instant feedback to correct their own mistakes. And in turn, the word processor can become a simple yet valuable learning tool. Now, it's debatable whether spell check and all that stuff is a crutch. We can debate that back and forth forever. It's more that it's a simple everyday function of a word processor that has the potential to help students write a lot better. There's really no need to find a fancy app or the brand new tool of the day. Instead, my advice is to take advantage of the basic stuff that you're already comfortable with before you start branching out to the more complicated. Keep your main learning objectives in mind and don't focus too much on finding all the new bells and whistles. So, to put this all in perspective, let's take a step back and look at how people tend to adopt the use of technology over time. A new user might make limited use of a small variety of software or apps. After a while, one realizes that there are a lot of concepts and processes that transfer easily from one context to another, and the danger is that exploration can turn into gluttony. Users at this stage often end up with a pizza, burger, peanut butter, curry, milkshake with extra anchovy in front of them and love it. They look for new software and apps all the time to do everything, whether it's useful or not, and just gobble it up. And I admit, I'm not one to point fingers. I've done this myself. However, at one point, you get on the pedagogical treadmill, lean things down to what actually matters, and then you realize it. Even the most simple stuff is not used to its full potential. You don't need everything but the kitchen sink to make something good. Sometimes all you need to do is go back to the good old basics and make it work. So that's why nowadays I always like to say, hold the pickles, please.